There is a possibility that one day, a black hole will consume all of us. According to estimates, there are millions of people waiting at various locations around the world. To add insult to injury, in the event that we were to accidentally produce a black hole, you had better make sure that you are wearing your seatbelts during the entire process. The situation is going to get even more dire from here on out. Without a doubt, only 3,000 light-years separate the Earth from a black hole that can be observed with the naked eye. This black hole is located in the universe. At this moment, we are lucky enough to be at a safe distance from not only this magnificent black hole, but also several others that are very comparable to it. According to the information that we have, there are around 100 million of these floating around in the galaxy that we inhabit. The remnants of supernovae are what we refer to as further supernovae. It is possible for stars that are 10 to 20 times larger than our Sun to collapse in on themselves, which results in the production of supernovae. The galaxy is home to a large number of black holes, each of which has a diameter of around 16 kilometers, 10 miles. In addition to this, there is the competition that is far more formidable: supermassive black holes. In addition to having a diameter that is almost identical to that of our solar system, these objects have a total mass that is greater than 1 million suns taken together. Out of all of them, there is one that can be found right in the middle of our galaxy. The name for this particular sign is Sagittarius A star, a black hole that is exactly the size of a pin measuring 1 millimeter, or 1/4 of an inch, might hypothetically destroy us if it were to approach close enough to Earth. This is because of the highly dense mass and tremendous gravitational pull that it possesses. Everything depends on whether or not we have passed the event horizon, which is the most important factor in determining whether or not we will survive. At this point in time, it is possible to consider the black hole to have reached the point where it can no longer be saved. If anything were to make it past this point, it would have to move at a pace that is faster than the speed of light in order to successfully escape. I hope that everything works out for you. If it were to get close enough to the black hole, the side of the Earth that is in the closest proximity to it would begin to grow in the direction of the black hole. Whenever something like this occurred, our environment would start to be sucked up. Following that, large chunks of the Earth would disintegrate and proceed in the same fashion as before. If the Earth were to successfully enter the orbit of the black hole, we would be subjected to tidal heating. This would be the case if the black hole were to be created. As a consequence of the tremendous and uneven gravitational attraction that exists on Earth, the globe would undergo a continuous deformation. Because of this, there would be a tremendous amount of friction within the Earth, which would lead to the core of the globe reaching temperatures that are extremely high and potentially hazardous. The most likely consequence of it would be the occurrence of earthquakes, volcanoes, and tsunamis that are capable of causing fatalities. Threats that come in 3 distinct types. In the end, the planet Earth would begin to stretch in a process that is referred to as and not in a manner that is cheesy and tomatoey, in a way that is lovely. Imagine that you were a superhero and that you took the decision to confront the black hole head-on. What would you do? Your body would spread out vertically and get more and more squeezed as a result of this, as your arms would be closer to your feet than they are to your feet. This would lead your body to become more and more compressed. We will keep our fingers crossed that your superpower is the ability to stretch. There is a possibility that spaghettification could take place a few hundred kilometers away from the event horizon, which is the location of a stellar black hole of average size. On the other hand, physicists are of the opinion that this would occur within the event horizon of a supermassive black hole due to the fact that the black hole is so big. At some point in time, Anything that were to enter a black hole would be shattered into a sequence of individual atoms, regardless of the exact size of the object. This would occur regardless of the location of the black hole. Any and all things that come into contact with it would be brought under this consequence. It doesn't matter what it is: people, planets, stars, or anything else. This would be a very sad outcome, as it would mean that our entire solar system would be destroyed. This would cause the delicate equilibrium that exists between the Sun and all of our planets to be broken, which would then lead to the planets crashing with one another. Our asteroid belt would be drawn toward us, which would be a terrible tragedy. This would be an insult to the harm that we have already suffered. We are aware of approximately 552,894 asteroids, and approximately 200 of them have a diameter that is greater than 100 kilometers, 62 miles. Therefore, if one were to strike us, we would die before we could convert into spaghetti. This is because we would be unable to survive. If I were to give you the truth, I would have to say that I am unsure which of these two scenarios would be more problematic. All of the elements that are found in our solar system would be contained within the accretion disk that is located around the black hole. It is the matter that is being sucked into the black hole that is responsible for the production of tremendous amounts of radiation as it is being consumed by the black hole. Even in the event that we were to survive all of the asteroids, there is a significant possibility that we would still die as a consequence of the radiation. Astronomers have discovered circumbinary planets, which are planets that orbit two stars. Whether you choose to believe this or not, it is a fact that has been discovered. In spite of the fact that this is a possibility, the enormous tidal forces that would be produced as a consequence of a collision between our Sun and a black hole would unquestionably render our planet uninhabitable. To add insult to injury, it is feasible that we will one day be engulfed by the Sun or a black hole, or that we will be ejected from our orbit. All of these scenarios are quite unfortunate. Apologies for the inconvenience, but there is no way that we could ever come out on top in this situation. On the other hand, and this is a significant but, it is probable that we may find a method to protect ourselves when we are inside of a space shuttle that is equipped with hyper-reinforcement. If we are managed to make it over the event horizon, there is a chance that we will be in for an experience that is even more strange than what we have already experienced. The method in which we comprehend the laws of physics would be altered. It is possible that fundamental ideas like gravity, the speed of light, and even the way atoms connect with one another and behave could be completely different from what we currently understand. As a matter of fact, we are completely clueless about what will take place in the future. We are unable to recover any information from a black hole since there is no mechanism to do so. The extent to which we might be lured into a separate dimension is not revealed. Have you found yourself in a universe that is not your own? There is also the possibility that we are inside of a black hole at this very moment.